guys, and welcome to a new month. It is actually May 24th, and this is the first time I've picked up the camera to film anything this month. Last month I was so on my game with like doing little videos and stuff all throughout the month, but this month has really gotten away from me. We have dealt with such a bad chest cold virus thing. It was bad. And my kids got it. They had it for a couple weeks, and then I finally came down with it. My husband is just coming down with it, and he has to present his thesis next week to finish up his university program. So it's just really bad timing. But this month has been messy because my husband is working full-time and studying full-time and trying to like finish writing this thesis and stuff. And yeah, it's just been full on. So I haven't had a chance to really do much recording, but so much has happened in this month or upcoming in the next weeks that I feel like I would be doing myself a disservice to not touch upon it all just for memory's sake. So that's what we're going to do right now. So first and foremost, we are up to our eyeballs in planting season on the farm. So we've been outdoors a lot doing a ton of farm projects, and I'll show you guys. I untarped the top half of in fact, you know what? I'll film it and then I'll just put it right here. I untarped the top half of our farm, and then I tarped the bottom half of our farm, so we can now rest the bottom half and plant on the top half. And then I had to do all kinds of like weeding and composting and stuff. And then I planted our potatoes, and then I've also planted our carrots, our bush beans, squash plants, beets, and then this year I have planted lentils. This is the first time I've grown lentils, but I freaking love lentils. I don't know anything about them. I don't know if it's a high maintenance plant. I don't know how to harvest it. I don't know anything, but I saw the seeds at the grow store, and I'm like, I eat the crap out of lentils. I love them. Let's do this. So I've planted 5 entire rows of like 1,000 lentil plants. I just dumped the whole package of seeds there. So we'll see how that goes. I also planted our tomato plants and our cucumbers, and everything is going great. You guys will see that here in our greenhouse. We are relocating all of our berry bushes to the backyard. So I have transplanted a lot of our wild strawberries. They're called smultron here in Sweden, as well as some of our just regular strawberry plants. I have a ton more I still need to move, but I haven't done it yet. I also relocated our blueberry bushes, and they're doing so great in this new spot. And then I touched upon this on Instagram, but not here yet, obviously, but May 14th was Polly's due date. So we have now officially passed the date that she would have been born on, and it's just, my mind is spinning. Because, like, just this time last year, like, wearing the same clothes, I was in a completely different life space than I'm in now. Something I talked about on Instagram was that, and I never talked about it here on this channel because it felt very uncomfortable to talk about, and I felt, I've been dealing with guilt. Guilt has been, like, the biggest struggle I've had in the loss of this last baby, and this was a huge source of guilt for me as well. But I kept my baby when I passed her. I passed her in the bathtub, and I could not fathom losing my baby down a drain. So anytime I felt like I was going to pass anything, I ran to the tub, an empty tub, and I just passed it there. And I kept all the main, I don't want to be graphic, I kept what I passed. But I didn't know what to do with it because it was like mid to end October. It was the beginning of the dark freezing season up here in Sweden. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I'm super sick. I think I said it already, but I'm sorry about that. I just, at that fragile state of my life at the time, I could not fathom putting my precious, beloved, wanted baby into the cold, freezing, dark ground of a Swedish winter. And so I collected her in a jar, and I put her in the back corner of my deep freezer. And I held a lot of guilt about doing that because even though I was not going to like flush her, and I wanted to put her somewhere that respected her body, it felt like, so you're not going to put her out in nature in the dark and cold. You're going to put her in a jar in your freezer in the dark and cold. Like, these are the things that just plague my mind all the time with guilt. So I didn't talk about it, but I did it. And I've sat on the decision of what to do with her for a really long time. And it was like the day before her due date, it came to me. I realized what I wanted to do. I talked it over with my eldest, and we decided to bury her in our greenhouse, where it's a place that's well maintained and protected from the elements year round. It's a place where life can grow year round, even on the coldest, darkest of days here in this latitude. And it just felt so poetic and so perfect. So my daughter and I we picked some wild spring flowers, and we took the jar. We left her encased in her jar, but we put it in a box with flowers and with a lot of necklaces that my kids made for me on the day that I actually passed her. And I included a letter I wrote to her the day after I passed her. And we buried her in the greenhouse. So I feel very much at peace with that decision. But that is something that has happened this month. A couple other things. My job officially ends on June 11th. I was notified 3 months ago, but I had a 3-month process where they notified me my job was terminated, but then I still would work for 3 more months. Anyway, so my job is ending on June 11th, which is in a couple weeks, and the gym membership I purchased for myself at the beginning of my miscarriage, when my boss told me that he thought it was very important for me to get out into the world and be around like-minded people, etc. The gym membership that I purchased then was a 6-month gym membership, because I didn't actually think I'd be going all that much. I have a home gym. It seemed excessive, but I had no idea the journey I was going to go on with that gym membership. But I bought a 6-month membership, and I said to myself, if I still like it, I will renew and get a whole nother year when my 6 months is up. Well, my 6 months ended 2 days ago on May 22nd. And it just so happens in the middle of my gym membership, I find out that my job is getting terminated. And so it was really good timing, because that gym that I was going to was crazy expensive and also far from my house. And if I'm not working anymore, it probably would have made sense to just get a new gym membership at the gym in my village, the one I was going to prior to the pandemic. So anyway, my gym membership expired, and I renewed and got this local gym membership, and I went to it for the first time yesterday. I'll put my workout clips here because no one was there, so I was able to film. It's a small gym, super, super small, but it has so much more equipment than this big boutique chain gym I was going to. So I really love it. My only concern is that right now I'm currently going in the middle of the day, after I'm done working and before I pick up my kids from school. And from noon to 2, the lunch hour, nobody's at the gym. But I know this gym is very well populated by pretty much everyone in our community. And I know that because they have sign-up sheets where every month you write your name and then you have to X off the days you go. I don't know why, but that's just how they do it. And I can see there's a shite ton of people that go on a very regular basis. So once I finally get a new job and I'm having to go to the gym either in the very early morning or at the end of the day, I'm really afraid of what it's going to be like being so crowded, because while it does have a lot of equipment, it only has one squat rack. It only has one bench for bench presses. It only has one of each machine, and it's going to suck if I'm going to go in there and be ready to do a workout and I'm having to compete with a ton of other people for this equipment. So that's my only concern about this gym. But otherwise, I'm really pumped on it. I did arms yesterday and had a really good time. It has really good gym lighting. And I have decided I think I'm going to be the person who goes to the gym wearing just a sports bra. Because I hate wearing shirts. I feel hot and sweaty and suffocated in them, but I've always been so self-conscious. But even 4 months into this bulk now and being the size that I am, I don't feel self-conscious anymore really about my body. And I guess that's what I want to end this little narrative on before we flash forward and do weigh-in measurements and progress pictures. The absolute most beautiful thing I have enjoyed in this bulk so far is that my view and experience of body image and living in a body, especially living in a body that's getting bigger, that's noticeably accumulating more body fat as I continue to lift and eat in a caloric surplus. I am so proud of my body. I put on my weightlifting belt and I get like that little muffin top over it, and I'm actually proud of the little muffin top I get above and below my belt. Because, like, how do I even describe this? I would have in a previous life been so afraid of gaining this body fat, and don't get me wrong, it is uncomfortable. I don't like that feeling of my pants feeling tight on me. It brings me back to a very bad mental place of feeling trapped in my postpartum body while breastfeeding, and I carry a lot of I despise it. I despise that feeling. I loathe it, very truly. I carry a lot of, I'm not going to say trauma, but you know what I mean when I like facetiously say PTSD. I carry a lot of very negative feelings about feeling tight in my pants. I don't have the economy to go buy more leggings, so I'm just dealing with what I have right now. But I don't like that feeling. I hate that feeling, and I feel suffocated and trapped and stuff. But that withstanding, I am addicted to the sense of strength and power that I have. Like being able to go in and lift heavier and heavier and heavier. I just feel like I take up so much good space, you know? I feel so strong and powerful, and I'm so proud of my body. It's the same way I ended up feeling in pregnancy, which also shocked me because prior to ever getting pregnant for the first time, I feared the weight gain. I feared the body image issues. I feared the changes in my body. Now, I did live those fears out in postpartum, but for me, prior to ever getting pregnant, it was the pregnancy I feared. And it turned out I felt like an Amazonian goddess of power. Okay, this like incredible, strong vessel of life, and being able to work out through my pregnancies, I just felt so badass. I was proud of my size, and then still showing up and doing these like, lifting and stuff. That's what I'm feeling now. I love the growing size of my body, and I will never be a CrossFitter. It's not my style of working out. I won't get into it. It's just not for me. But I have also been so extremely inspired by elite CrossFitters. I have been binging the previous years of CrossFit Games. Right now they're going through the semifinals process of this year's CrossFit Games, and I am just so obsessed with it because these women are so big and strong, and they're able to do like the craziest things, and their physiques are something I am now finding myself aspiring to. So I don't know, this whole gaining of size thing doesn't scare me. I actually love it. And in some weird twist of fate, looking down the road, saying to myself, like, I see my muscle definition. Like I was looking at my videos just yesterday at the gym, seeing the development in my muscles. I was telling myself, man, just wait until you can cut. Wait until you can diet down, and it's, you're going to be able to see so much more of like the abdominal muscles and the back and the shoulders and arms and stuff. And then I was like, wait, but I don't want to get tinier. I mean, I know it's just body fat I'll be losing, maybe a little bit of muscle and whatnot, but I really love this meaty body I'm starting to grow into. And I think it's because I'm seeing so much increases in strength and in my power and in my capability and being able to show up and like do heavy, hard things. I'm just really freaking proud of it, to be honest. It's a hard work. It's been hard earned. It's been exciting. I want more of it. I'm sure there's a lot of dopamine involved in this process. So that was something very important that I wanted to log at this stage in my journey, because if you're happening upon this video, you're trying to, figure out if you want to bulk, if bulking is your thing, if you have fears and worries, we all do, men and women. It's not just the women who are scared of getting body fat. Especially if you're coming off the heels of a diet and you finally lean down, or you've leaned down to a place where like you're comfortable with your body fat, and you don't want to gain more, but you want to gain the muscle mass or the strength and the power. I'm telling you guys, Life is good. And P.S., I can eat whatever the hell I want and I'm still like not fat. Like I'm gaining muscle because I'm working so hard with intensity in the gym lifting. I don't even do cardio anymore at the gym. Now, I will say I do walk my dogs for anywhere from 2 to 4 kilometers per day. I am doing a lot of work on the farm too, so I'll give you that. But that's really only on the weekends, not on the weekdays. I am only just strictly lifting with intensity. I'm having the time of my life. I feel great. I'm sleeping great. I can eat whatever the hell I want. I'm really pleased with how my body's looking. Even though I'm gaining a little body fat, I am noticeably gaining muscle. I'm seeing it in my videos. This, like, things are good, you guys. So please, like, if you're a middle-aged woman, you're scared. I was so scared going into this, and I'm still not through it yet. Okay? I'm still a little concerned about gaining all this body fat over the next year because I still plan on bulking for another 8 to 11 months. And then trying to lose that body fat I gain with perimenopause and everything sort of on the horizon. I haven't fully crossed the bridge yet, so full transparency there. But right now, life is good. I feel great. And I feel like I'm doing such an amazing, wonderful thing for my body and my health and my future by taking this time now to pack on as much muscle as I can, even if it comes with the fat. Because I know it's only going to serve me so hardcore for the next decades in my life. So enough talking. I'm going to get back to work. But let's fast forward a week into the future and we'll do measurements, progress pictures, weigh-in. Aunt Flo is due to come in about a week, so I'm going to have to wait for that to end. So I don't know exactly when this video is going to end, but we'll find out in the next millisecond. So here we go. It's measurements time. It's June 1st, so let's do this. For hips, I'm getting 95 centimeters, which is about 37.5 inches. Waist, I'm getting 75 centimeters or 29.5 inches. Underbust is 81 centimeters, which is about 32 inches. Yeah, just under 32 inches. Glutes, I'm getting 103 centimeters, which is 40.5 inches. Thigh is 59.5 centimeters, which is 23.5 inches. My right bicep flexed is 11.5 inches, 29 centimeters, same as always. And my left bicep flexed is 30.5 centimeters, which is 12 inches. Okay, my good people, we are back in my bathroom. Just a little bit of commentary, and I'm going to pop up my progress pictures over here while I talk. But I gained, I think it was something like 1/3 of a kilo, which is like approximately a pound, maybe a little bit less this month. So it wasn't all that much. And I'm just going to say I've been obviously tracking my weight throughout the month, and I was losing weight for like a good part of this month. And I think it was a combination of being really sick, but also incredibly busy on the farm. This is like one of the most busiest times of the year. There's so much to do, and it's just impossible to get enough calories in, to be very, very honest. And so I know I was just under eating compared to the amount of energy I was spending out there and also in the gym and yada yada. And so I started making a very concerted effort to force feed myself a lot of calories at the end of the day, and I was able to finally get my weight going up a little bit. So I did gain a little bit this month, but like all in all, I didn't gain any size on my glutes, on my quads, on my biceps, like none of my muscle measurement points gained. The only place I did gain was my underbust, which is a really hit or miss, and it has completely everything to do with how much air is in my lungs when I'm measuring. So it's such a silly measurement to take. I've stopped measuring my bust because who cares, you know? But I did lose quite a few centimeters, I think 3 centimeters on my waist and almost 2 centimeters on my hips. So I kind of feel like I did a mini diet this month, still gained a little weight, didn't lose any muscle because my measurements are still the same. But I just have to say, I am feeling fantastic. I took these progress pictures and I looked at them for a hot minute and was like, oh my God, is that me? Is that how I look? Here is a comparison of how I look now versus how I looked at my very, very best peak back in 2021. And these 2021 pictures on top, they were after 1 year of dieting in 2020 and then 6 months of reverse dieting and then kind of like just eating at maintenance and recomping. And then 3 weeks after those upper pictures, I found out I was pregnant with Benny. So I'm comparing those to where I'm at right now, and it's kind of hard to tell because I had a much darker tan in 2021 versus now. But I feel like I've kind of finally built myself back to where I was at my like ultra peak 3 years ago. So that's super exciting. And I'm still only just beginning. I still have something like 11 months left of this bulk. So my plans for this month are to track macros this month, at least for a couple weeks. I just want to audit my diet and actually see how much I'm eating and see how much should I be eating. Do I need to tweak certain things? Am I not getting as much protein as I think I'm getting? And I need to focus on being very, very present at the gym and every lift I do, really making sure I'm focusing on it. I'm not falling into the trap of just running through the motions. I mean, I do hard work at the gym, but the fact that I'm sort of plateaued, I'm not gaining any new strength, you know, like I don't feel like I'm gaining new strength. My measurements aren't saying I'm gaining new muscle. I just feel like I need to be a little more present and make sure I'm doing the thing. And also I've got to prioritize sleep, which is tough when you have 3 kids that don't let you sleep. Anyway, but those are my progress pictures. I don't really know what assortment I put up, but here are my measurements. I'm mainly putting these screenshots up just for myself to reflect back on. But this is my change in measurements this month versus when I first started my bulk 4 months ago. So, OMG, we're starting month number 5, and that's super exciting. So, stick around. Hopefully I will do a little better job of filming some clips, especially around the farm. And it'll be fun. It'll be fun to capture that. So have a good one, you guys. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.